think it would be really hard to be an instrument maker if you couldn't play the instrument. Shaping the neck can be a really fun process because it's something that it takes a little while, but you get to see it and come to life. I got into this with studying the physics of sound. I wasn't a physics major, but that's what got me into it and really hooked me and made me want to pursue it. That's when the light bulb went off in my head that people built instruments for a living. My name is Drew Heinonen, and I make sawdust in Grand Marais. Expensive sawdust. Technically, I build steel string flat top acoustic guitars. I was very fortunate to have really excellent mentors along the way to get me to where I'm at now. Typically, if I'm ordering wood from a wood dealer, it'll come in an already cut set. I lay it out and kind of draw on where the pattern falls and making sure that the grains are pretty even and there aren't weird pitch pockets. And then I use a joining plane and then a light box to make sure that my joint is nice and tight. So I will just pass these. So now I can just look along the whole length of it and there's no space in there. No light shining through. And then it sits for 2 hours. And then we'll go through another 150 hours before it's a guitar. Those jigs I use with a router table and go through several kind of steps and processes to make the braces for the inside of the bodies. And so they come off the forms in different shapes and contours. And then at this point it's ready to glue onto a top. And then I'll kind of shape it down and clean it up and finalize it by hand and do a little more shaping and contouring and taking material off to get the top vibrating how I want it. I do kind of do some tapping of the bodies and kind of making sure that it has the right resonances, that it's moving the way I want it to, kind of similarly with the backs. I feel like I'm building in a tradition and that I'm not necessarily in a singular vein of the tradition. I'm kind of crossing, taking parts from over here and melding them together a little bit. The unique feature about them is just the fact that I'm the one that made it. Stringing an instrument up for the first time is always kind of a magical experience of it coming to life and taking its first breaths of air actually entering in and out of the sound hole, and that's a pretty exhilarating experience. One of the things that I love about it is that it's very aesthetic and beauty driven visually and acoustically, but there's so much in the way of mechanics and engineering and that goes into it that it's both left brain, right brain on the building process. And then I know when I'm done with it, it's not done, that it's going to go out and make music in the world and hopefully, connect with other people and they can create their art on it.